Hi, my name's Grace. I'm a pre-university student here at Bayer, working using Makaton to help increase the accessibility here in the Bay Lab. So Makaton is a form of sign language, and it uses signing and symbols to help children and adults to understand writing when they can't understand speech. Because sign language is developed for people who are deaf, Makaton was developed for people with communication difficulties. So Makaton, you don't sign every word. You sign every kind of so often words, and you only have about 400 words to choose from. I first heard of Makaton back in September. I started training with Andy, my regional Makaton tutor. And in December, I became fluent in Makaton, and now I use it in the Bay Lab. I won the STEM Ambassador Award for outstanding contribution to inclusion and diversity for my work in the Makaton translation of the Bay Lab's Lab Coat competition. And then I also won the Q1 Bayer Specific Experimentation Award. I showed integrity and flexibility by training to do Makaton in the space of 4 months, and by creating these new words. Because the STEM-specific vocabulary of Makaton is so limited, it was an experimentation in order to try and overcome these boundaries and increase the vocabulary, so that then we can have young people who might not have been able to see themselves as a scientist previously being able to complete science activities. The STEM-specific vocabulary in Makaton is quite limited. For example, the only word is word for science, but there's no word for lab coat, so we had to use science coat. There's no word for question, you have to draw a question. We don't have a word for scientist, so we have to use science person because it's gender neutral. And also a quiz, because quizzes are really handy in science, so we have to use a list of questions as well. A group came in with a boy called Matthew, and he used Makaton to communicate because he had communication difficulties due to him having Down syndrome. So I noticed that he was using Makaton with his teacher, and so I sat with him for the remainder of the session, and we used Makaton to help him complete the science activities. I would love to say thank you for recognising this charity and recognising the work that Makaton does in order to increase accessibility. I'm looking forward to hopefully training some of the STEM ambassadors here at Bayer so that we can have more people communicating using Makaton, so that after the end of my internship, we'll be able to keep using Makaton here at the Bayer Lab. Thank you. Goodbye.